ButtKicker Gamer2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker, the future is feeling.
Coming up to the line, being chased, and it was Brayden Johnson. Unbelievable finish. It was 1/1000th of a second between them.
Green flag in the air. We are racing in the 2020 24 Hours of Daytona.
They go door to door for the feature race lead here on the last lap of the race. Side by side for the race lead in the final corner at Homestead. Down the back straightaway, 3 wide again for the race lead. This is unbelievable stuff here tonight.
Loma is going to have to be very deep on the brakes, and he is very deep on the brakes. It's side by side through the corner. This is for the win.
It'll be side by side. Davies low, Ottinger high. To the very inside is Garrett low. 4 wide at the stripe. For Orly's win here on this outside line. Neck and neck. Who's going to back out? Does anyone back out? Verstappen starts to squeeze on the inside, and now he'll try and straight line it. Goes under the apron. Drag race to the line. It's so close to call.
Welcome, race fans, here tonight as we get ready for another round here with the Indy cars here, Area 51 here tonight at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, where we're just not going to be turning left here tonight. We're going to do a little bit of left, a little bit of right, a little bit up the hills, a little bit down the hills, and a little bit, God knows wherever else they go, through the grass, hit the wall, who knows what they're going to be doing here. But I'd like to say thank you for everybody tuning in out there tonight, and we're going to get ready to do some road racing here with these Indy cars. It's the first time here at Freaky Fest that we have Indy cars on a road course, and I definitely know one thing. We've got 2 guys up here in the broadcast booth that are definitely going to enjoy calling this race, as they know a little bit more on this stuff than I do. And we will gonna welcome here Brian Johnson and Zach Hall. How you guys doing tonight?
Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody, doing good. I'm excited for some left and some right-handers.
I was just telling them there in the pre-race as we're getting everything ready to roll here is that you guys were excited 2-3 weeks ago when you seen this track on the schedule. I don't know much about it. You guys know more about it than I do, so I'm sure you guys can give good insight on how these Indy cars are going to roll around this track.
Well, I think we can get some pretty good insight from our good old buddy Brian Johnson here. He actually is a Road to Pro winner here. So, in a stock car, but he did actually make some laps tonight in this Indy car with the same exact setup. So, I'm sure he's got some intellectual insight for us on this amazing racetrack here in Canada.
Yeah, I love this racetrack. It's fantastic. Like you said, we ran. It was on the Road to Pro schedule last year, and it was one that we kind of had circled on the calendar. We were like, we like road course racing, especially in like stock cars. This is one we gotta do a lot of work on, and it definitely paid off. But the thing about Canadian Tire is the elevation changes. It's insane how in the corner on the straights, I mean, it's just all up and down. The first half of the track it's been going down a hill, and then the next half it's been going up. But So Canadian Tire, it's let's see here. I think it's about 40 miles away from Ontario, Canada. It's about, I believe it's like it's almost 2.5 miles. Funnily enough, the current track record is a 1 minute and 4 second lap, and about half the field tonight is breaking that record. So obviously nobody's taken IndyCar to Canadian Tire in real life, but so it's just kind of a breakdown of the track here. So you got the start-finish line on the front stretch, and you go into one. In these Indy cars, it's gonna almost be flat out. It's gonna be scary, but it's gonna be almost flat out. Then kind of go up a little hill, and then at the crest of the hill, where all the weight is off the front tires, so you can't steer. There's 2 turns there, and then all of a sudden it goes downhill. So you know, in the stock car and the truck, it was a super scary turn. It was probably one of the hardest ones to get consistent at, but in these Indy cars with all the aero and downforce we got, again, is almost flat out if you diamond it correctly. It's technically 2 corners, but if you know, just kind of put them together, diamond that corner. So we're talking like a shallow entry, and then you're gonna kind of push out in the middle, and then a shallow exit, get that run on the straight, and then you're gonna head into turn 4, which is one of the 2 corners here that you, well, I guess one of the 4 corners that you have to brake for in these Indy cars. Don't be shifting down in the 4th gear, and you get to the gas too early. After the apex, you're going to be washing wide, so just be a little bit patient on the throttle there, and then you're going to be headed into another straight that's going to lead to a slight bend, and it just drops. The ground drops beneath you. It goes incredibly downhill, and then as soon as you get to the bottom of that hill, then it kind of starts going uphill again. But the other problem is that, hey, there's 2 sharp corners coming ahead. It's pretty much just an elongated hairpin, so you're going to be hard on the brakes because you're just coming off of that downhill section. So hard on the brakes, going to be shifting down into first. Well, some guys are going to be in first, some guys in second. When you're coming out of that corner, if you are in first, you don't want to go 100% throttle until you get that steering wheel straight, or the car will just lose itself. It's incredibly difficult to save. But then you're going to go down this long stretch, and then you have 2 really flat, really wide sweeping corners, again almost flat out in this car. Then you're going to have a left-hander and then a right-hander that you're going to be kind of slowing down very consistently. You're going to be shifting down in the 4th for the first one, and then that last corner you're going to be down in the 3rd, and then you do it all over again. We're going to do it 51 times here tonight. So I know that was kind of long, but it's a road course, and I just wanted to break it down for everybody. So that's what we got here tonight. One of my favorite tracks. It's going to put on a great show here tonight at Area 51.
Oh, most definitely sounds like it, Brian. Sounds like you know your way around this track pretty decently, man. I was like,
it helps when you do about 300 laps in 1 week.
Yeah.
Well, very true, very true. Yeah. Well, hey, man, great info out there for everybody out there that don't know much about this track or has not run this track too much. But I also know we're going to see a lot of disco dancing on these cars, I think, there, Brian.
Oh yeah, the thing is, so the downforce on the front of these cars, it's going to help you turn, but what it also does, it kind of gives it like an understeer feel in these cars. So if you push it too far, you know, it's very likely that you're going to be headed off into the grass. So these guys have to be super careful about that. So yeah, we will see some grass cutting here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see some 3 fashion players getting used by a many guy tonight. I think to win this race, you're gonna have to stay completely clean. I think the guy who stays completely clean from the full 51 without junking it will be the winner. I don't think you'll see anybody junk it and come back. I mean, unless the pace is just that different. But yeah, you know, Brian, you had some great insight there. Big thing I want to point out to people is big transitions from downhill to the way these cars are. What Brian said, the downforce is these things. It's like a roller coaster, and you just hang on and press the gas. It's you know, it's not a lot on the it's on the edge, but it's not, you know, sideways edge. But it just, if you make any quick movement with the steering wheel, it's probably not going to equate to something good with these cars. So, and also, big another thing is keeping that front wing clean. If you get some damage on that front wing tonight, you're going to be struggling with some understeer in this race car, and it's not going to be fun to drive around this place with a terrible front wing. So,
Wow.
definitely interesting, and we'll have to see what fuel mileage brings, Robert, too. So, we'll have to pay attention for that, because that's a whole nother basket of eggs. So.
Well, that, and this is the first time we're going to see if anybody uses their push to pass.
Yep.
You got that available to these drivers out there. When do you use that? You know, how many times can they use, what do you get that at least? How many times you got to push to pass? And it's
Well,
a
I'm looking on their steering wheels. I wish iRacing would allow us to see their actual number on push to pass on the steering wheel, but it's showing 0 for most of these guys.
But
So
how many are they allowed to have?
that's the thing. I wonder if we get into the race. I don't think you get push to pass till you get into the race, anyways.
Okay.
But we'll see when we get into the race. We'll see if it does show on the iRacing,
Data.
display on their steering wheel, if it does show for us. But at the moment, it's showing 0 on their wheel. But that's because I believe they don't have it right now.
Gotcha.
You know,
Gotcha.
you get that during the race. But we'll see. I mean, it's definitely something I believe all these drivers should have. So
Yeah, and well, and again, the question is when do you use it? When do you save it? How many do you have? You know, you got to play that game too. Plus, then on the fuel mileage, there's a lot. You know, when it comes to these Indy cars running around on a road course, there's a lot more than just racing a car. You know, you got to think ahead. You got to think two turns ahead. You got to think, okay, what am I going to do when I get to that turn? And how am I going to react if I have a car in front of me? You know,
I can just say from experience driving the F3 car, just like you said, Robert, the quick reactions. You have to be such quick with the reactions. Stuff happens so fast in these cars, and one little hit on the wheel can end the night with no fender here. So, purple cars are not forgiven on road courses, and they're also very spectacular road courses. So, it's going to be a sight to see, and I think we're finishing up practice here, so we're about to get into qualifying. I want to see if anybody can break into the 1.0s here in qualifying. See if anybody was saving a little bit here. You think it's possible, Brian?
Man, you would have to push it really, really hard, and the key corners of this track to have a really fast lap time is going to be 6 and 7. I call that part of the track the pit, because it's at the bottom end of the track, both, like it's on the opposite end of the track from the start finish line, so that's bottom end, and it's also the lowest elevation on this track as well. Comparing it to other like road course turns, I mean, it's kind of the 7th layer of hell as well. So I kind of call that the pit. So the key to the, I mean, you can, if you do that perfectly with the rest of the track being perfect, I think you could pick up 3 to 4 tenths. If you can send it off in there just as fast as you can, holding the grip, keeping the car straight, and then get a perfect exit out without spinning the tires, without the car wiggling on you, you can pick up a significant amount of time in those 2 corners. And so that's going to be key to getting the pole.
I agree. Yeah, I do. You know what makes that such a big difference, Brian, is like you said, at least that's such a long straightaway. You know, when you get that turn right, you could probably tell from experience that the green numbers just keep coming if you get that corner right. And it's a long straightaway. It builds up. That could be a lot of time there. That one exit, you know, can, like you said, be equivalent to about 3 or 4 tenths to the lap. But we'll see here. I think these guys should be on lighter fuel loads too, so probably should be some times picking up, I believe. As look at even the times: Brandon Clark, Larry Yingling, Levi Cox, Jim Brooks, Joe Marks, Harrison Chandler, all of them 101.83 to 101.63. So 2 tenths in between the top 6 guys. That's amazing.
Well, yeah, and you got to think that's 2 tenths over 2.46 miles, and just for, you know, kind of a perspective check. So this track is essentially 2.5 miles. We're doing it in just over a minute. So that's an average speed of about 130, maybe 135 miles an hour around a road course. hairpin turns that you got to go down in the first. So I mean, these cars are just incredibly quick, and so 2/10 is nothing. As we got Harrison Chandler for the first time on board, he ran a 1:01.83. That's going to be the fastest time so far out of 4 guys. Jim Brooks, David Clare, and Joe Marks also put up lap times. But the thing about this car, I don't believe it has the V7s.
No.
7 tires on here, so it does have a V6s. So it is kind of the strategy in the qualifying. At least in the stock car, it may be in this car too. I know in the F3s when they had the V6 tires, this was the strategy in qualifying, was to just creep on the first lap, go as slow as possible because you want those tires as cold as possible. So fastest lap is going to be the second lap. Cox just for the time like 1:01.799 to beat out Harrison Chandler. He's on board right now.
It's not like anybody's gonna jump down here in times wise, but could be the second lap, like you said, Brian. You know, it would be. I really wish we had the V7 tires on these cars right now. I think it'd be an interesting race with the V7.
It would be
tire.
a great fit.
Yeah. I know the F3 really loves that tire, and I think this car would fit this tire pretty well. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, the people are so close on times. I mean, to be fair with you, I was expecting, you know, there would be a few guys, at least 3 or 4 guys that were just a lot faster than the next group of guys. That's usually what you see a lot of times in road racing. But very, very, very impressive to see what these guys are doing out here. Look at Levi jumping back to the top of the board.
1:01.67.
Still not the fastest lap we've seen this session, Brad. That is the Brandon Clark in practice, but wow.
All right, guys. Well, we got qualifying running down quick before we get into our starting grid here tonight. Let's run through our sponsorships real quick. I'd like to welcome ButtKicker to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Zach's got a little bit more info, and we're working on some other stuff to get that name out there. But if you go to ButtKicker and after Zach explains exactly what it is, you can actually use a promo code called FreakyFast20 where you get 20% off of your order. So make sure if you do go order something from over there, which I highly recommend doing, Zach can explain a little bit more on that.
Yeah, definitely. ButtKicker is an awesome product, and the goal of ButtKicker is every game deserves a true immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air like traditional speakers, the Gamer2 provides instant, accurate, powerful bass response, and it's also all perfectly synced with every game with no additional software included. So it definitely brings the immersive levels up on games, and you know it's a great addition to iRacing and other games. You can also use it on FPSs. You know, there's plenty of stuff the ButtKicker is amazing for. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know about it, but if you haven't heard of ButtKicker, definitely go check them out because you know, from what I've heard from other people out there, it's an amazing product, and I'm definitely going to be checking it out myself here very, very soon.
All right. That's a little bit about ButtKicker. And then we also got Dirty Air Podcast, and a lot of everybody knows about Dirty Air Podcast, but Brian can go into a little bit more detail if he has any.
Yes, sir. So Dirty Air Podcast. We did most of the weeks last year during NASCAR season, but we're going to be back this year, February 5th. I forgot what time. I think it's we're gonna be going live. Well, it's gonna be premiering at 6. We're doing a bit of a different format this year, so it's not quite live, but it still is gonna kind of be live. Essentially, the end user experience shouldn't change a whole lot. But this year, definitely gonna do much more than NASCAR and F1. We're gonna get into the Supercross side of things, maybe even some MotoGP. Definitely gonna do some more NHRA stuff. I got lazy on that last year. But we're going to go all in this year for 2020. It's a big year for NASCAR especially, so a bunch of things that we're going to have to keep an eye on. But if you haven't listened to any of the podcasts before, You can look up all of our previous episodes. They are on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. You can check those guys out over there. Occasionally, we have some special guests, some friends of ours, and some other league owners and guys that do some charity stuff. So you all catch that over there. But yeah, February 5th, Facebook Live, we'll be there.
All right,
Awesome.
that's a little bit of information about Dirty Air Podcast coming up. But all right, well, we got our starting grid. I will bring it up here as these guys are going to be rolling around here for a little bit until we see that green flag. So we got a little bit of time to talk about the starting lineup of our Freaky Fast top 10 there, and we can run through that real quick.
Yeah, I'll actually, I think, is Brian, I think you might have lost your credentials real quick, but I think Brian will be getting back here. I'll go ahead.
I can actually do the grid. It still popped up for me.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So, assuming it's right.
Yeah.
So tonight, your pole sitter is going to be Levi Cox on his outside or inside or whichever side at this road course. It's going to be Brandon Clark. In third place, we're going to have Harrison Chandler. Fourth is going to be Larry Yingling. Here we go again. Jim Brooks is going to be fifth. David Leclerc sixth. Ryan Kelly seventh. Joe Marks eighth. Gabe Butler ninth. And Michael W. Spell is going to round out. English is hard to find. Freaky Fast top.
That's all right. My English is like that every night. Well, all right. Well, you see the rest of the running grid down there at the bottom, scrolling through. Looks like we are packing
25 guys.
25 guys at Canada.
So
oh my
20,
goodness.
I believe 24.
24.
So it looks like Ted Decker's the one we got. Oh, maybe, no, maybe some guys are starting for pit run. So maybe up to 25. Up to 25. What's it?
Wow.
No, great field here for Canadian Tire and IndyCar.
Great field here for Area 51 under the Indy cars. That is impressive. Good job, guys. Good job. But all right, well, my next question to you guys is we know Jim Brooks knows how to drive these cars. We know he knows how to get around with these cars. What are we expecting out of him tonight?
Well, it's gonna be interesting because he's got a. This could be the what was it? I mean, the trifecta, right? It'd be 3 in a row or 4.
It'd be
fourth
4.
race.
Green.
It's gonna be tough. But here's actually the green is flying now.
Yep. Well, we're on the green. We'll watch everybody get spread out here and wait for a lap or two to get everything rolling here. Takes a while to get the field settled down. But yeah, what you were saying about Jim there, yeah, I mean, we'll have to see here how this all plays out for him. He won 3 in a row, and we head to a road course.
He's off track, Robert.
And he's not starting out so well.
Around. Oh no! Damage on the left rear of that Indy car. He's spinning back around. Oh, he's hit. Oh, by Jack Walls, I believe. Yeah, that's hard damage on the left front.
Now he's got to creep that thing around and get it fixed.
Yeah, and that's a tough beginning there for Jim Brooks. I think that may be race win out of the picture here for him, of course. But up front, Levi Cox holding on to a strong lead, actually already building over a teammate Brandon Clark, and then you got Harrison Chandler, Larry Yingling, Ryan Kelly there, who actually started 7th, David Leclerc, Joe Marks, Michael Spell, and Brian Kaufman. Oh, as we have a spinner off of Brian Kaufman. Oh, and knocked the nose cone off, coming off the last corner in the 01.
Yeah. I am back now.
So, oh, where'd you go? Get some lobster or something?
I got security needed to see my credentials.
Yeah, they did not allow him to the Continental Tire suite.
I do apologize. We'll try to keep up with all the action on the track, but there's cars all the track. Guys are going off the track here, there. I don't even know where.
Somebody. Let's see.
Oh yeah, that's Frank Reese. Yeah, he's parked at the bottom of the hill. He's actually going to reset it.
And let's think about road course. We go to oval races like we usually do. Get a wreck, a caution, full course caution will come out here. It's going to be local cautions, and I don't think they're going to have any sort of competition caution. So, no. Yeah, unfortunate. You get caught up in something. That's it.
Think before you do. I mean, because it will hurt you. I mean, look at Jim. I mean, his winning streak is probably, like you said, Zach, out the window. It's gone.
That was just, he got some tires off in the grass, Robert, and that's one thing I forgot to bring up in the early race. The grass in at this track can really catch you off guard in these race cars. It's amazing how fast you lose grip when you put a tire off in the grass, and that's all that happened there with Jim.
I know we. I'm trying to think. I don't think Brian. I don't think you were only one, but we did talk to Levi, and Levi said he was not an IndyCar fan. Am I correct there, Zach? Remember we had a discussion.
He said he was a Cup car guy, but he said that he was just learning IndyCar. His first race was really in Indianapolis, but
apparently he's learning them pretty good because he's him and his teammate are out there running first and second as of right now.
definitely.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where road course racing. If you're a good road course racer,
It translates.
it doesn't really matter what car you drive.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, true.
So, it could be some of that, or it could be, hey, this is his favorite road course track, or just hit on something tonight. Maybe he's practiced a lot in the past week. Who knows?
Yeah,
but,
dedication. Yeah, and just
whatever it
stay
is,
there.
it's got him a 1 second lead, and of course the top six are almost evenly spaced out. One thing we haven't talked about so far is the dirty air going into these corners. Corner that's going to affect that the most. It's probably this corner they're about to come up to into this long straight. It's going to be this corner, and then corners 2 and 3, that downhill section over the crest, I would imagine.
Ooh, Levi.
Oh,
yep. That's
no.
a curve, and that's a nose cone gone.
And there goes the Pepsi
That
man.
shows you how fast it can happen. You just catch that curb. That curb is deadly here. You want to be close as possible to, because that's where the grip's at. Oh, he's off in the grass now. That's not good for Levi. Oh, and he's in the wall more.
Oh man, oh
Maybe
man.
night. That may be
Oh, man.
night for Levi. He's setting. Lead to Brandon Clark. Oh, we have another car off track, I believe.
Yeah, I think we're not gonna. We'll try to keep up with the cars off track, but I do apologize if we don't go back to see too many instant replays. As
David Leclerc's off and in the tires.
Yeah, that's done so.
well, Brandon Clark, our leader there, while you were saying that, Brian, he locked up the front end and almost went right through the turn.
Yeah, he had a
Was that down in the pit?
Yep, down
Yes.
in the pit.
Yeah, the pit. It's tough because the front of the car, it gets kind of light, so it's easy to lock up, especially that right front, since you're turning right.
Yeah, that was a big moment there. Right now, we got about the top 3 spaced out here. Looks like Ryan Kelly may have had some issues on that lap also. Joe Marks now moves himself in the 4th. Michael Spell up to 6th on the back of Ryan Kelly. I remember Michael Spell saying to us in the IndyCars like he enjoyed the road course. He looked forward to this coming up. So starting 10th up to 6th right here.
Oh, that's a good maneuver so far.
And this could be one of those races where it might pay off not to be the quickest, because of course to win the race or get a good finish, you first must finish.
Yeah.
So if you knock off a second of your time per lap just to be on the safe side, it might pay off. Ooh, somebody goes way off the grass.
Lord, oh my goodness. We were riding with Brandon Clark when he was coming around that corner, guys.
Yeah, that's Bud Steele. I think he's stuck on the curb. Yeah, he's stuck on the curb.
Right goes around.
He's high-sided on the curb. He's just going to have to be a reset.
Yep.
Pretty good
And here goes
battle
Chris
right
Clark to
now.
lap Jim Brooks, guys. So Jim Brooks just put himself a lap down after that incident, so it's not too bad. There goes let's the second place man Harrison go and Larry Curtis.
Ooh. I've been watching this battle between Logan Helton and Robert Richards. Logan is part of the track, he'll close up. The second part of the track, he'll kind of get distance. Logan had
Robert Richards off the track in the grass.
Oh, this might be it. Oh, he threw a block, didn't mean to.
Can Logan help? Oh, this baby back going into the pits.
This is dangerous. That's breaking for that corner. You got to make sure not to hit the guy ahead of you.
Oh my God,
Logan
this
makes the
track is
move.
crazy.
Good exit.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult keeping up with everybody.
Yeah, and Charles Johnson just caught up, I believe, to
That's Gabe Butler.
Gabe Butler, and I think Corey Lane just made the pass on Michael Spell for 6th.
And Charles Johnson had a really good turn 1 right there. Ooh, but turn 2, you can see that dirty air made him push out a little bit. Lost a little bit of momentum. He can gain it in this corner if he pushes it a little bit. Headed off into that big downhill section with the bend. And it's tough because you're still turning and you see this corner ahead of you that you gotta really brake hard for. But the problem is you gotta have that wheel straight before you really get hard on the brakes, or the car's not gonna be too happy.
And right now the battle's starting to heat up for 2nd here. So Larry Euling's starting to get within distance of Harrison. Loses a lot of ground through that section, like you said, due to Brian, because due to the dirty air, it's just so hard to follow probably through there.
Yeah, any of the corners that have very little banking to them and that are flat out, if you're following somebody, you're gonna have some trouble. Oh, somebody who is that just went off in the grass? Oh, David Leclerc again.
David Leclerc, yeah.
Right in front of Larry.
Right now, Brandon Clark building up a little bit of a lead, about 2.5 seconds out here, clear of the field. But we've seen how fast it was for his teammate Levi Lee, looking strong. One misstep here, and that's for game over. I can't say race over yet because Levi is actually 18th right now, 1 lap down out there, putting laps down, but it's going to take something big here.
He's going to have to find a short.
You know, he could still get a pretty decent finish out of this. He could possibly still get a top 10.
He can.
With his pace, he definitely, maybe he can break into the top 5. You never know. Some mistakes from other guys. All he's off track actually as I speak.
Oh boy, trying to keep up with everybody here.
Yes, he's in danger of going 2 laps down here as his teammates. Actually, the next car behind him.
And see, and that's a tough situation for both of them because obviously his teammate doesn't want to put him another lap down, but at the same time his teammate doesn't want to be stuck behind him and lose that downforce on the car.
And these guys are flirting with the grass, so you can see the grass just come chunking up off.
Oh, Logan Hilton spins the tires, car comes around at the exit of turn 7, one of those danger spots. He was running 10th, pretty solid. I think he still might be in 10th.
It looks like it, yeah. It looks of it.
So we got a gaggle of cars right in front. Got Robert Richards 1 lap down. Got Jim Brooks 1 lap down. Brian Kaufman 2 laps down. Oh, that's dangerous falling. Oh, dirty air.
Look at
Pushes Logan Hilton off
and
dink.
into the wall. We're just we were watching that.
You're going downhill. There's no weight on those front tires, so it's already hard to turn. But the downforce on the front of that wing, it really compensates for that. But followed somebody and just no air.
Well,
You know, front. Go ahead.
well, we got 12 laps completed. From what we're seeing out there so far, who do you think? Who's your chances of even you think's gonna win this race, or even have without making any mess ups? You know.
Yeah, the guy that's going to win the race is the guy who doesn't attempt to mow the grass.
Well, it looks like Jack is just mowing it.
But I think right now, Brandon Clark is looking really good. He was looking really good in practice as well. You know, in practice he was consistent. Right now he's looking really consistent. I mean, his lap times for the race, yeah, all in the low twos. Yeah, I mean, he's running perfect lap times right now. If he can keep it clean, he's my first candidate.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a 1.6 second lead over Chandler there. So, I mean, really, he doesn't have to push anything as of right now. Keep it clean, keep it going, get to your next pit stop, get tires and fuel, and then just ride it out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the best thing. Ooh, a little, pushed it there a little bit in turn 6. But that's the best thing about road course racing and being in the lead is that if you can get about, you know, a comfortable lead, then you know all you got to do is just run your race, run it like practice with just a couple pits.
All right.
All you got to do is just keep it clean. That's all.
I know if I was on the track, I'd be done already. My problem is I forget the turns. I forget what turn I'm in is my problem. If I don't race it enough, I forget. You know, like Watkins Glen, I know by heart. You know, Infineon or whatever one of Sonoma. You know, them I know by heart. But you throw me on a track like this, even practice all week, I'd forget what turn I'm in.
Wow, and that was a banger of a lap there from Brandon Clark. A 101.78 here out in the lead as fuel starts to burn off in this race car. Starting to reach that point of the gains.
Now,
fuel.
push to pass, Zach. Is it showing any numbers or no? Are we?
Let's actually look at that.
Are
No,
we
it
blind?
doesn't show numbers for us actually.
So we're blind.
To the push fast.
All right, hey, chat out there. I know you got family and loved ones out there running. How many push to passes do they got? Let us
over their shoulder.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know in chat.
Ooh,
please.
Brandon Clark coming into pit after 14 laps.
14
doesn't have any damage.
She's on.
I know. In the 10 laps I ran, my front tires were down into the mid 80s. So tire wear shouldn't be too bad. Must be a fuel strategy.
Yeah.
Don't get tires.
Well, Ken, I'm sure you're right. The winner that wins this race, guys, Ken said, is the flagman that waves the checker flag. All right, smart. You know what? I'm not going to say it, but you know it. Ken.
Is that off? Oh, Robert Richards off in the grass. So with that pit from Brandon Clark, that's going to put Harrison Chandler in the lead.
I wonder why he pitted so soon.
It's got to be, well, here comes Harrison Chandler. Maybe this is as far as they can go.
15 laps?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Doesn't seem right, but...
Well, we'll have to wait here, guys, because we got Larry that stayed out. We got Ryan, Corey, Michael, Gabe, Charles, Logan. You know, them guys still have not pitted, so... 14 to maybe 17 laps?
We got to remember, was it Jack Wallace? He's always the one that kind of goes as far as possible.
Yes.
So we'll have to see.
Except for you missed Sunday night's race with Chris. That's the guy we were talking to. That's not an Indy guy, Zach. And he did Daytona at night on 30 laps of fuel. He saved fuel with some yellows, Brian. 30 laps. Yeah, 30 laps though. Crazy. It was crazy how he saved fuel. And I picked him to win the race, and I didn't win anything. So, but hey, at least I got a win this year.
He didn't pick it right. I'll get to him. I jinxed Larry. I won't pick you again, Larry. I'm sorry.
Speaking of Larry, he is in the lead right now, unless he decides to bring down pit.
He's pitting.
He's pitting now.
Fine.
He let his lap.
Corey is coming down. Michael stays out, lap 17. So, well, we know Gabe stayed out. He's 17 laps.
Let's see, between that pit cycle there, Brandon Clark is now 9 seconds ahead of Harrison Chandler.
Wow. Oh, somebody just... Oh, we have a big wreck back there. That was with Logan. Huge wreck, and there was another, I don't know, blue car that was spun around with Logan, so I'm not exactly sure who it was.
no, Harrison. Oh,
and Michael
that
W.
car's-
Spell. Oh, Michael W. Spell really banged up.
Oh, that's who it was.
Oh, that car is bent.
It's broken.
Things crab walking a little bit.
Well, that's okay. He's got Marvin the Martian there on the back of his. He's like got his big green eyes going. Oh my God, what happened?
So I guess we should do a little update of the oh boy. There's, yeah, Michael W. Spell and Logan Helton. Almost big disaster.
Oh, now we got somebody else going almost into the wall.
As of right now, the guys that have retired from the race is going to be Conrad Brinkman, Timothy T. Wright, Joe March, Diego Vasquez, and Robert Richards. All.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
It's like, feels like Nürburgring.
I am the survivor.
You will have to be one tonight.
Right? Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy racing. But I did get something just to let everybody know out there, as you guys were giving good detail on this race here tonight. I did get something set up a little bit though, and we will go to it here. What we got? 33 laps to go. Probably about another 7 laps or so we can get everybody prepared. Zach says headphone warning, but I do got Crank It Up. Brought to you by ButtKicker. So make sure you turn down your volume because I warn you now.
She'll kick your butt.
Yeah, it's gonna get loud, but you know, feel what you're missing. If you want to, crank it up and listen to it on around lap 25 to go. We'll switch you over to that and have a special scene and have some fun with it.
It'll put some fear in your rear.
With your butt, a kicker.
Kick your butt.
All over the track. I have no clue where we're going with that. Sounds like I was kicked in the balls. Anyways.
Oh, God. He went there.
Oh, man. How's everybody doing out there?
Into an opera?
Well,
I didn't get the memo.
Well, every week, Brian, you should know we do something different here at Freaky Fast because we're just freaky nuts. Right, Zach?
That's right. Brian, are you freaky crazy? Freaky nuts crazy?
I'm afraid to say.
Come on, brother.
Oh, Logan Helton. Let's put it behind the wall. Man, this is unfortunate.
Man, there goes somebody else. Sorry, Brian, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you are good. Yeah, I see some fire smoke.
Is there going to be any survivors?
Oh, there will be. I think you got Brandon Clark, Larry Yingling, and Harrison Chandler. I know. Well, actually, I ain't going to say anything. Never mind.
I was going to
Not gonna
say
it.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
running first, second, third right now, and that's all you need to know.
Right. So we're not going to say anything right now because, you know.
Yeah.
But I got to give props to good old Jim Brooks out there. He started out the race, and he might be 1 lap down, but he's up to 8th position.
Perseverance. He's got a big points lead right now. He's got to keep that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to get everything you can. Well, yeah, he's got a big points lead, but, well, this is a 12-week. It's not Wednesday night, so I do apologize. I know tomorrow night is our last race of the recruitment series season. And after that, we will, on Wednesday nights, I'm not exactly sure what their plans are, but I believe we're going to a different car. What car
Yes.
I don't know. What tracks I do not know. But that info and detail will be posted later. So
I do know they put up a fun race last night.
at
I believe
ISA.
it was. Yeah, they were testing out some things for maybe something they might be running on Wednesday nights. Which, if they do run that, it's going to be very exciting. It's something completely different that we have never seen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know
see, that
Charles
would be
Johnson
great.
won that
See.
race. So. But go ahead. Sorry, Zach. I was just watching somebody else just go flopping off the track there.
Freaky Fest will have its own personal, what was it called? Friday Night Thunder? Is that what it was called back in the late 80s, early 90s?
Thursday Night Thunder.
Thursday night. So we'll have it on Wednesday.
Wednesday Night Warriors.
There you go. Brandon Clark, got 14 seconds. Over Larry Yingling.
Yeah, that pit sequence went nice for him.
Oh, he did it perfectly. I think that was all on pit entry.
Well, Harrison he got involved in a wreck with the lap cars.
That's true.
I was about a second back, yeah.
That's how quickly things happen.
That's for sure.
Harrison Chandler a little wide in turn 9. Gathers it back up to turn 10 now. Ready to do another.
Zach, where is the push to pass located on their wheel? All the way to the right?
No.
Oh. What is that all the way to the right? Down to the very
That's
bottom.
position.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I don't know any dashboards either.
Push to pass is the second or the first yellow one on the left.
Okay, thank you. All
It
right.
says P2P.
I can't see the little
Yeah.
from my cockpit view, so. Okay. Well, hey, I'm learning. Like I said at the beginning, we're all learning how these things. Like I said, Brian and Zach know more on Indy cars than I do, and they know.
We don't know much.
That's. I was trying to figure out how to say that nicely
I know it's
because
got wheels, a paddle, and a brake, and a gear shifter.
See, and I drove a race in these things a couple Wednesday nights ago. I didn't even know that about the position thing.
Oh, yeah.
There is 2 different screens you can pull up. I may have had it. The cool thing about these cars, though, is that if you have a full course caution, the lights on the wheel will actually blink up. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, they will. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I was like, oh, that's a nice little touch of detail right at iRacing.
Definitely is. Yeah, at the moment, Brandon Clark is cruising. He
He's
just needs
kind
to be mistake-free, man. He doesn't need to run hard. Oh, is he? Don't do that, Brandon. Please do not grab that curve anymore. That is the curve that ended your buddy Levi's night. Real quick.
And he's kind of maintaining his lead still at 13.9, right on 14 seconds, which I mean is perfectly fine. That's great. See, he actually did push it up a second right there. All he got to do is just navigate lap traffic, keep it on the track, and call himself the winner tonight. But we are only halfway,
Yeah.
so much more to come as we have 6 cars on the lap. That'd be Brandon Clark, Larry England, Harrison Chandler, Corey Lane, Gabe Butler, and Charles Johnson.
yeah, there's only 6 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, it's the rapid pace means it.
Well, how's everybody doing out there tonight? Hopefully everybody's enjoying the Indy show here with Area 51. Like I said, if anybody wants to look for a league, make sure you check out Area 51 on Facebook or iRacing's league page. Just look up again, Area 51. Also, we will be starting February 8th, World Series of Sim Racing League. They will be running different virtual tracks, but they'll be using the Cup cars at 9 o'clock Eastern on every Saturday night starting in February. So if you're interested in that, or you want to check up more on them, hit them up on Facebook or on the iRacing League page again at World Series Sim Racing League.
Yep, I'm excited, and I'm excited to see how the rest of this race plays out too. 'Cause you know, right now we're in a holding pattern. Okay, this is road racing. These stuff's going to happen. Just gonna give it time, and at the moment, right now the battle that's really imminent in my my radar. I'm looking here, and that's the battle for second and third here.
That's what I'm.
Harrison continues to take time out of even the leaders. He's burning fast laps on the track. He got caught up in that wreck coming out of pit road. I know that we probably didn't catch on the broadcast, but it was going right down the dip to where Brian likes to call the pits for the hairpin, and 2 lap cars got into it, and he actually locked it up, spun it around 360, kept it out of the wall, no damage, and lost time, but guess what? He still has a chance to get back in a second. Could have been race over.
Depending on the pace he sets, possible could catch the leader. So last time by it was a 102.5. For the leader, it was 102.5 as well. So I'll have to do a little bit better than that. But
yeah, I mean, one issue for Brandon Clark. And Harrison's right back in this. And in road racing, one corner can end it all.
absolutely. And the other thing is, we've got to figure out this pit situation. We saw him pit on lap 14, 15, and 16. It's now lap 28. So, you know, possibly should see them again if that was, you know, a full tank. Unless,
Brandon Clark will either come at least this lap or next. So,
I mean, unless that was a deal where I'm gonna pit as soon as possible, so then I just pit once, get it out of the way, and go the rest. So I don't think you can go that many laps.
yeah, I don't either. Yeah.
Nope, I don't know, but you know what we're going to do real quick as pit stops are getting ready to start is we're going to try this crank it up and see how this all works out. I am going to work on better images though for it, but we're going to test it out now, so prepare your ears.
Put some fear in your rear.
There you go. Here we go. All right, well, that was just a little test. Not sure how that all went, but it's the first attempt at it there, Brian and Zach, and we'll see how that all sounds. And if I got to crank it louder, well, I'll crank it louder. I just don't want to blow anybody's ears out. That's my worry, man.
Advisory warning.
Well, that's
if I blow your eardrums, don't call me.
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm afraid that I'm gonna have it too loud, and people are gonna like, yeah, great, ow, you know.
Well, see, here's the thing, though, is that if you are a true racing motorsports fan, chances are you got half your hearing loss anyway.
Oh, very true, very true, very true. So, but okay, well, if that's the case, though, Brian, I don't want to be the guy that makes them deaf.
Touche.
Touche, right? Yeah. Yeah. Freaky Fast don't want to be held reliable. You'll have to sign a contract.
Ooh, Harrison Chandler coming down pit road right in front of Levi God.
Those bold moves, Harrison.
And it was
almost said
underlined as
Harrison
well.
Ford. Almost said Harrison Ford. Oh, no. He should drive a Millennium Falcon paint scheme. If my name was Harrison, just wouldn't that be pretty cool?
I called my crew chief Chewy.
You would understand him very well. You wouldn't want him as a spotter.
Pit what lap?
I think he'd be better as a tire changer.
Gas man.
I think I don't
Hold one thing, one in each arm.
Wow. Well,
You wouldn't catch on fire. You'd wear one of them aprons.
one of the aprons, you know. Brandon Clark though did pit while we were on the crank up. Harrison Chandler just facing that. Now Larry Yingling.
We are still at 6 people on the lead lap. So our top 3, and then Corey Lane, Gabe Butler, and Charles Johnson. And Jim Brooks, the guy that's kind of dominated this year so far this season. He is 1 lap down, but he's also in 8th place. So not too shabby.
Yeah. That's a rebound.
Brandon Clark. What happened to Brandon Clark?
Oh!
Oh
He
no.
wrecked that lap coming out. Oh, did he get the curb? Did he get the curb? Oh, he got the curb on exit, leading up to 1. Oh!
He is sitting in pit road.
Oh, no.
That's how fast it happens, guys. That's what I'm saying.
My good.
Yep, that nose cone fell off, that rear wing fell off. Then he realized he couldn't really drive it back all the way around.
Now the game changes.
Again.
Larry Yingling and Harrison Chandler have the battle for this win here.
And Gabe hasn't pitted yet. The 88 Spells has not pitted yet.
Wow. This is,
Wow, what a turning of events. Like, wow, holy mackerel. 18 to go, but wow. Now we have 6 cars on the lead lap as of right now. And that quick, like you guys are saying, look at Larry. Larry's like out there riding. Now all of a sudden you're in the lead.
yeah.
Yep, it's like Zach said earlier, 1. And that's what happened.
1 what?
Yeah,
what?
he did break up right there.
I was going to say, he did.
Right?
It sounded like
Yes.
all I heard was once, and that's what happens. Perfect timing of breaking up.
Yeah, see, that's exactly
And it's
what happened.
I'm sure you have a sound box there that you can put and hit the button and say, oh crap.
Well, no, you don't want to hit your sound box. Don't get him playing the sound
Well,
box.
I've got several sounds I can play.
No, do not click those sounds.
It's got to be PG Bird.
Boom. Look at this now. The battle intensifies here. Whew.
Well, yeah, because Chandler in that 30 is running a lot faster than Larry.
Yeah. He's got to get around them, too. That's the thing.
Well, his
Keep
lap
going
times,
down third
his lap times, Zach and Brian, he's going to catch them. You can just see he's like, he's about a second faster.
Oh, I don't doubt that. Last time by, Larry, he was running a 1 minute 3.5, almost a 3.6. And then Harrison Chandler running a 1:02.4. So yeah, I mean a little bit more than a second quicker. About a second
here. This Harrison cannot get too far ahead of himself and make a mistake trying to run him down. He's got the pace to run him down. He's done it before. He just needs to be consistent. Don't make mistakes. Don't overdrive it. Just because you see the lead in front of you doesn't mean that you have to go push at 100%. If you got the pace, then you can back it down to 95. Reel them in slow. Make sure your tires are good when you get there. It's, you know,
Okay.
this is not a sprint race. Right
Bring this up to you guys. Larry stayed out for about 16 to 17 laps for his stint. Now,
he's gonna make it.
Chandler did not. So he pitted with like 15 laps on his stint. So will Chandler have enough to even, you know, finish the race? But second of all, does he have to save fuel and not push it so hard to catch Larry? So it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Because if he did 15 and 15, that's only 30. So this last stint, he's got to go past that.
Right. So he can't push it. He can't. If he doesn't, I don't know.
Either of them will make it on fuel.
Well, and that's what I was thinking too. Then that's what I was going to bring up too. Can they both even make it on fuel?
Oh, and I think Harrison's off the track.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Going on the downhill section.
Yeah, he is.
No. I wonder if that was.
He missed it. He just missed it, and Levi Cox actually followed him off.
Yeah, there was that lap car in the way he had to get around and just did not run the line he wanted to. He carried a little bit too much.
Oh, he's struggling
now.
now.
Up in the pit. Yeah, he's just gotta. He's flustered now. He's just gotta clear his brain, put it in a pass. He still got this. Didn't lose a whole lot of time, and he has the pace to where he can still catch Larry.
Yeah, he's got the pace, but the pace could hurt him on fuel.
Well, I think they're both going to pit here, Robert, anyway, so.
Yeah.
Larry's
Okay.
not going to be able to make it. He pitted on lap 32. He's
sure?
not going to be able to make it 19 laps.
We said that before.
Yeah, but I mean, if we go 16 laps, I don't know if he's going to go 19. This is a long
Harrison.
racetrack.
Last time by was 2.5 seconds behind him. Now 9.5 seconds. But like I said, if he's a second quicker, he only needs 9 laps, and well, we got
The thing is going to come
14.
down here is he's going to take a splash of fuel. And that's where it gets interesting.
But you could do that. You could wait. You could wait until your tank is empty, and get a splash, or you could come down now, fill the tank, get some tires, maybe. Maybe not fill it, get your splash, but maybe get some tires. Then you have some time to have some pressure tires, maybe.
I think tires is out of the window now, man.
They clear off in the tires. Tire barriers. See, Harrison knocked out almost a second that lap.
Yep. Gotta continue to do that.
And it is going to be between Larry or Harrison is going to win this race if they can keep it for the most part on the track. You got Corey Lane 40 seconds back, and Charles Johnson 53 seconds back. But these two could wreck out. We've seen some crazy stuff happen.
Yeah, that's what I was just ready. I wasn't gonna say it, but I was thinking it. We've seen a lot of crazy stuff here at Area 51, and this race has been crazy from the start. So anything can happen. It's not far from over.
Definitely fall from over. Definitely fall from over.
down from
That's wild.
8.7 to
Charles
8.2.
Johnson, the third.
Oh, Corey Lane must have ran into some trouble. Lost 18
Yeah.
seconds that lap.
Yeah, he ran a 121. That's not by. 118 the lap before that. He pitted. He took his splash fuel.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did.
Just a quick splash.
So did
Very
Gabe.
quick splash, yeah. They got in their window, they filled it up, and bam. Had it off.
Well, so did Larry, Chandler. Did they all just pit about? Because they're only 7 to 8 laps on their stint.
They didn't pit too long ago, but they still can't make it.
Yeah. Okay. I was
Because
just
there's
looking
11
at
laps to go.
Right.
They're right on the edge of making it. They're about 2 to 3 laps short.
Mm.
So, and you're not making up, 5 miles.
No.
of fuel.
No. My God, no.
Yeah, Harrison's pace has slowed down significantly. He was catching the leader at 1 second a lap before the spin, and now it's down to less than half a second gain per
Larry's
lap.
kind of picked the pace up a little bit. Larry's dropped himself back down into the 102s. He's down about 3/10. That's the 3/10 he needed to find it. I think Larry's driving to a pace.
But
I
wonder
believe
if,
he may be one of the only guys who hadn't really made a big mistake, actually.
I would agree. I can't think of anything tonight that Larry has done that could be detrimental to his race.
Well, Harrison has done a little bit, 1 or 2 mess ups, which could cost him. But overall, he's ran a really solid race too.
Oh, definitely. And one of his major mess ups was really due to lap cars. So, like, he's running 102.12 right now. That's flying. That's a second right there.
Well, we're riding along with him right now. Watching him turn left, turn right, on the gas, off the gas.
It's gonna be going straight, going down that. There's a bend, going down the hill. Get that wheel straight. Slam on the brakes. Try not to rock up that right front. Oh, a little bit. Great exit there.
There's a mobile 1 sign.
The only thing that's going to hurt him is he did pit earlier, so he will have to take more fuel. He will be in the pits longer than Larry. So at this pace, though, he will catch Larry if he catches him a second on. But he's got to pass him. So
Catching somebody is the easy part.
9 to
Passing
go
him
right
is so
here.
hard.
9 to go, 6.5 seconds back. He's got to continue the pace he's on.
You gotta be perfect. And I mean, that's gonna be catching him on the last lap.
Yeah.
And you have 10 turns to figure out what you're gonna do to get around.
It's gonna get spicy.
I think his best shot, if he
Charles Johnson. Sorry, Brian, he's
can
off in the
catch
pit.
him. Oh no. But if Harrison Chandler can catch Larry Yingling, I think the best shot is going to be out of turn 7. Coming out of the pit, going down the long straight, that's going to be his best shot. If
That's
he
the
gets a
move.
better exit, and maybe even not get a better exit, but just get that big suck up down that straight, headed off into the corners that he's headed into right now.
Possibly the last corner make a dive. I mean, we've seen it in the NASCAR races.
Truck races, man.
And Larry's kind of in traffic right now. Because Charles Johnson made a mistake there. Charles wants to get back on track, and then there's another car in front. It's going to kind of hold Larry up on it a little bit.
Well, what about the push to pass? If Harrison has one left over, he could use that at any time on that, lap somewhere where he would. I would guess on a long straight, he would use that.
Another second that lap. It's really, really important. 5.4 now.
All right, I got a question to ask you guys. When they use the push to pass, how much more horsepower does that give that car?
I believe
60,
it's
right?
60. 60
Is that
horsepower.
what it is?
Well,
It
it's
may
the
be
equivalent
more.
of 60 horsepower.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
There's
Not sure how
that
that
actually
all
jumps out of Leader's way. That's very nice. Corey Lane there to pull out of Larry's way there. not stick him in the dirty air.
Oh, Harrison Chandler coming down the pit road this time by. See what he does here.
It's gonna be interesting.
He had a really good pit entry. Coming in, don't slide through. He's getting tires.
Taking tires. Yeah.
He's taking tires. Whoa.
Tires and fuel.
I think that was
That may have been a mistake.
I think that may have been a major. We'll see what Larry does. What does Larry do if he comes down this time?
Go up here to Larry. Let's see what Larry decides to do. As of right now, we only have 2 cars on the lead lap now. Harrison and Larry. Larry stays out again.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to run it to lap 14, 15, right, you know, end of his fuel run there.
Yeah.
The question is how much can Harrison catch back up? You know, that's and the gap. I mean, he's got 4 fresh tires and got the fuel that he needs. I mean, he can just run the you know, crap out of the car now. He really doesn't have to worry about anything else except keep it, you know, on the track.
Gains.
Yeah.
He is
33 seconds ahead.
3 seconds behind there.
It doesn't seem like that far back.
Well, I mean, when you consider going down pit road and stopping and then coming out of pit road, that does seem a little high.
Well, Larry's staying out again for another lap.
Oh, Harrison had a great turn 6 and turn 7. He's got to put the horse blinders on right now. He's got to turn that relative off, not keep track of where the leader is. He's just got to focus on the track. Hit every mark the best you can.
Oh, his last lap pass was a 102.0, so
Yeah. Very fast lap. 7 tenths. When does Larry come? This is where it's all gonna come down to right here.
If he does it all, I mean, who knows? They've been saving fuel.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, these guys maybe pitted because they just wanted better tires, you know. Maybe they can go longer than 17 laps on tires. I mean, you know, fuel.
Harrison did pit sooner, so I think he did have to pit. Because
Right.
Larry pitted, what, a lap or 2 later?
Yes. And Larry is on a stint of 15, so
15 on lap 48, so there is right now 48, 49, 50, 4 laps to go.
right.
He would have to go 19 laps.
It's possible. It's possible. Maybe he can.
Because what, he's made 17,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So that's only 2 laps.
Well, never mind, because here he comes.
Throw all that out.
Yeah. We were just talking, guys. We had nothing else better to talk
All right,
about.
so Harrison, he's coming out of turn 7 right now, going to go down the straight. See how much time he can pick up.
Pulls into his box here.
What's he do, though?
There he's pulling into his box. Harrison's going down the turn.
Took no tires, just fuel.
Yep, look at the lead.
Harrison turn 9, turn 10.
Larry's going to
Larry.
turn 2.
Ooh, yeah, I think tires was the mistake.
Yeah, it's not. Oof.
Yeah, I don't think he's 11 seconds now. I mean, yeah, there's... I mean, the only thing he can count on now is, well, not count on, but hopeful is that Larry messes up somewhere and gets off track just a little bit, slows him down or something. And I'm sure now Harrison realizes that he's 10 seconds behind. If he does have a push to pass left, we'll use it. Try to gain what you can.
I think there's stipulations to using that button, right? You have to be within a certain
There is.
distance of. Yeah, I assume it works like DRS and F1. I'm not entirely certain. You know, with DRS and F1, you have to be within a second of the guy ahead of you to use it.
Okay.
So I would assume that there's something similar with using the push to pass button. So Harrison Chandler, yeah, only picked up maybe a second that lap, so those new tires aren't giving him the big advantage that he needs. Because we do have about a lap and a half to go at this area 51 lap. Tire motor sport car.
Do we still have Zach here?
Yeah.
I believe he has, oh, never mind.
Yep.
Okay, he's still here. Well, we got one to go. You want to hand it over there, Zach? As we're going, one to go. Brought to you by Dirty Air Podcast here.
Yeah, one to go here. One more lap for Larry Yingling as he goes through turn 1, setting up for turn 2 downhill. Wow, what a race here as he's behind the lap car. Zach Walls, great strategy here from Larry. He's got about a 10-second gap back to Harrison with his lap. He just needs to make it back home. It's going to be the key thing here as he trembles down to here, down to turn 5, 6, into 7. One of the toughest corners of this track, down to the long straightaway where it leads to only 3 more corners and he'll be back home. Larry Yingling, what a race. Started 4th. Hasn't put a foot wrong, really. Masterclass the strategy. He looks like he's going to hold off here to win in Area 51. Here, 51 laps in the IndyCar. At Canadian Tires, he goes to the last corner here. Going to put the power down. He's going to be your winner tonight. Larry Yingling wins.
Man, oh man, and here comes Harrison. He's coming out of turn 10. He's going to finish 2nd place here tonight. And for Corey Lane, I think, well, he will finish 3rd in just a few moments.
Wow. Corey Lane here. He crossed the start finish line to finish on the podium. Heck of a race there for Corey. Starting 11th all the way up to 3rd. So I'm sure he'll have a great story for us.
That was a good race. You know, it's different, but very, very good.
Definitely was, man. Tough race for these guys. Just heck of a battle though, all the way through it.
Yeah, and you know, we talk about battles, and sometimes it is, you know, door-to-door battles and everything, but battles don't necessarily have to be within close proximity to each other. It can be, you know, 10, 11 seconds apart and still be just as exciting. And that's, you know, that's what road course racing is you don't really know just how close it is until they cross the start-finish line every lap.
Definitely don't, Brian. Definitely do not. It's always a mystery here as we see multiple people leave this race, and you know, I wouldn't want to say throw it away, but make the mistake, and that's how quick it ends. So, but still very, very good race for them guys. I mean, got to shout out to Brandon Clark and Levi Cox for leading the laps here tonight, and Fortunate for them, they will not get the glory of the win or top 3 here, but 6th and 11th, those are good recoveries for wrecking. So, and also Jim Brooks, the 8th there, he wrecked on the first lap. He wasn't able to pull off the quad, but sure when we get back to oval, he'll be marking his stamp again.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
That was an interesting word you just said.
All right, sorry about that. I had my mic muted, didn't know it. That's my bad. But anyways, let's run to a quick commercial break, and then we'll have our post-race interview here with our top 3.
This is Jim Beaver, voice of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series. Introducing Pro 2 and Pro 4 trucks on iRacing. Game on!
All right, we are back after a quick word, and all right, well, it looks like we got our top 3 here of Corey Lane, Harrison Chandler, and Larry the Beer Man. He's gonna take it home first here tonight.
Yes, we do. And I'm going to grab 3rd real quick. So I'm going to grab Corey Lane, and we'll let Brian get 2nd as I have a dog about to go crazy. But I'm going to grab Corey real quick and get it interviewed. Hey, Corey, in 2nd in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, heck of a race for you tonight, Corey. It started 11th here at Canadian Tire, and you actually ended up bringing it home in 3rd here in the podium. So, how was that race overall for you? You made it through the 51 laps. I'm sure that was pretty difficult.
Oh, yeah, it was a good race. I missed out my qualifying, that's why I was in that position. But yeah, the track's fun to race. That hairpin is real scary.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask you, was that the most difficult? What was the most difficult corner, or was it the hairpin?
Yeah, it was the hairpin by sure.
Yeah, definitely. What did y'all struggle with in the hairpin? Was it just the braking, or was it just putting the power down coming out from the long straightaway?
It was more, once you got to the top, it was unbalanced.
Yeah, we've seen a few guys definitely getting a little bit sideways to the center of there with a hairpin.
Yeah. I spun it out once and then I recovered.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, good recovery then. They only ended up 45 seconds behind the leader there and start 11th to come through traffic. Yeah. Do you usually do you enjoy the road course or the IndyCar at least I should say on the road course, Corey?
I have never driven it before on the road course.
Oh, well, heck of a job then. That's a good introduction there for it, huh?
Yeah, thanks.
Well,
Yeah, I've been
definitely.
practicing it a bit. Been practicing a bit since I did the 24 Daytona.
Awesome. Yeah, it's definitely looked like a lot of fun from up here. And congrats again on the 3rd place finish, Corey. Before I let you go, anybody want to send a shout out to?
Just a shout out to the league and you guys for streaming. That's about it.
Awesome, Corey. Well, thank you for everything, buddy, and we'll catch you later this week.
Yep, see you later.
All right, that was Corey there, our 3rd place man. And I guess, are you ready for 2nd place here, Brian?
Yeah, throw him in.
All right, well, I'll throw Harrison in back, and I will be right back, guys.
Stand forward. Hey, Harrison, it's Brian in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Oh, man, well, congrats on a 2nd place finish. Started out here 3rd tonight. Good practice times, good qualifying times, and had a really good race pace. Just a couple, got in a couple incidents, I think, with the lap car at some point, but able to bounce back. How was that race from behind the wheel for you tonight?
Well, first of all, I never thought I'd get a top 3 at a Canadian Tire or any type of road course other than Sonoma or Watkins Glen, but lo and behold, I finally did. I done did it. So, our Pepsi Delara IR18 was fantastic today. Like you said, got into some incidents there with some of those lap cars there. I don't know. I haven't really figured out passing at that track yet. That's something I need to learn more about because I don't really know exactly the passing zones there. But based on speed, I was one of the best cars out there, man. I was catching old Larry too, but I went off track there and I just pretty much ruined it. So that's unfortunate, but hey, 2nd place is amazing. Just got to thank everybody who supported me over these years, my parents especially. They have given me my computer, my steering wheel, my pedals, my seat, my everything. I can't thank them enough to that they've sacrificed so much for and they're willing to give me all this stuff. I mean, born with autism and Tourette syndrome. I mean, I know that's not really getting in topic there, but I just wanted to point that out too. But anyway, hell of a race for me. And I'm real proud about it.
I think you definitely should be. I mean, Canadian Tire is one of the more difficult road courses that we have on iRacing, and to finish 2nd, not too far behind Larry, even with some mistakes. That's very impressive. So I'll ask you, it's kind of a 2-parter question, but so the corner that you fear the most here and your favorite corner here, what are those?
I like not turn 1, but the first real big turn. That's where I was gaining on him the most. It felt amazing. I'd say probably the worst turn was that little corkscrew turn down the back. The one where you take the right and then you really go down into the turn. Also right turn. That one was probably the hardest.
Oh yeah, down turn 6 and turn 7. I call that the pit because it's all the way down in the bottom end of the track. Yeah, that's by far the most difficult corners on this track. But before I let you go and celebrate your 2nd place finish here tonight and move on into tomorrow night or Thursday night or whenever we will see you again, is there anybody else you'd like to give a quick shout out to?
Everybody who's raced me clean, and I race them back that way. Everybody who's supported me over these years, y'all for broadcasting, and everybody's just sitting and enjoying the show. Just really anybody that that attempted to race me clean at even. Like a lot of the lap cars too, they were really generous as well. So I got to thank them too. And like I said, everybody who attempted to race me clean.
Awesome. Good. Well, congrats again, and until next time, keep it cool, Harrison.
All right, thank you very much.
And that was second place there, Harrison Chandler, bringing his 30 car into second place. But I believe you have somebody else you'd like to talk to, Robert.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have fun talking to Larry here. I call him Larry the Beer Man. So let's bring Larry up and have a discussion with him. Larry, Robert up here in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir.
Hey man, well, long time no talk, man. Congratulations on getting your win here at this track. How was the race out there for you tonight? Going a little bit left, a little bit of right, up a hill, down a hill, God knows wherever else.
It was pretty fun. I never drive these cars anywhere. This is my first time at this track.
Oh.
I'm running Road Pro this year, so I really need a track time here. Pretty much every corner, it's a blind corner until you get right on it.
Right. Well, you know who to talk to on that one there is Brian. I guess he did it last year, so he knows all about this Road to Pro, trucks that you're going to be having here at at Road to Pro this year in the 2020 season. But yeah, man, well, track time is very, very key here. And so through the race here, we were watching everything going, and unfortunately we had Brandon Clark get messed up, and then I don't even know what lap it was, but he messed up, and all of a sudden you're in the lead. When you realized you're in the lead, what was your thinking then once that happened? Did you change your strategy of your race, or did you just stay on your same game plan?
I was pretty confused. I didn't know if I messed up in the pits or what, but then I saw he was still falling back, so I figured what happened, and I just knew if I didn't make any mistakes, I would at least have a chance, but Harrison kept me on my toes.
Yeah, that last stint there that you ran, you had to go in, you did a splash and go, you didn't take no tires. Harrison, he went in and took tires and fuel of what he needed, which made the big difference, gave you about a 10-second lead over him. That was, to me, that was a great strategy call there for your low-line racing, IR IndyCar there. Man, what a great race. It was fun watching you keep it on the track. I mean, that was the key the whole night, is to keep it on the track. But that last pit stop, you knew what you needed to do. You just got to get out of there clean.
Yeah, I saw Harrison was catching me, I think like a half a second a lap.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him pit early, so I figured he took tires and more time to use them, catch me. So I knew if I was going to have a chance at the win, I would just take a splash.
Right, yep. And that's what you did. Your crew did excellent. You're in and out, and off you went, and you brought home a win here in these Indy cars, and man, that is fun. So it's awesome to see you get a win and talk to you here in Victory Lane. As everybody's starting to learn, my nickname for you is Larry the Beer Man, and I hope you don't mind that, but if you do,
That's
I'll
fine.
stop. Okay. I thought I'd ask and be polite about it, but that's just how I winded up calling you Larry the Beer Man. It's like, because your last name just reminds me of New England beer. But again, man, does anybody want to give a shout out to before we let you go celebrate this up here at Canadian Tires?
No, I just want to thank Charles and them for doing these races, and you guys for the broadcast.
10-4. All right. Well, hey, tomorrow we go to ISM, I believe, in the Indy cars for the last race recruitment race. Are you going to be there with these cars?
This is probably my only race of the year. I'll do them.
Oh, okay.
I just did it for this track.
You did it for the seat time. You get the win. So I'm sure you got good confidence going into the 2020 season there then on the Road to Pro then, huh? And maybe you'll team up there and be on the same track as when you hit that circuit in the 2020 against Brian out there. How would that make you feel?
Pretty good. I at least know this track now.
Yeah, you can hear Brian, and you both can be complaining about the dip that he calls it, or what do you call it, Brian?
The pit.
The
6
pit.
and 7.
6 and 7 going down in the pit. How did you handle that one? You seem like you handled it pretty good, but man, that seemed crazy.
Turns, I don't know where turn 6 is.
So you got a start finish line, then the right hander, then you got the crest of the hill, then those two corners there, and then the one you got to break down for, it's a right hander, and then you go straight a little bit, there's a bend, and it goes way downhill, and then you have that hairpin at the bottom. That's 6 and 7.
Right. Maybe I don't know this.
Was that too fast? I tried to speed through that.
Well,
But
it's
yeah,
all right.
everybody kind of calls it the hairpin at this track. It's kind of a hairpin.
It's all right. It's all right. Well, hey, man, when's the next time we'll see you out on the track then?
I believe the Area 51 Cup race is at ISM Thursday, I think.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll be there for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see that low line racing Camaro, I believe you run, correct? I want to say it right. Mustang out there. My bad. Just so many Camaros that I just assume everybody's in a Camaro. But all right, man. Hey, well, I'm gonna let you go before we keep rambling on. And congratulations again. And we'll catch you Thursday night, bud.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks. And, all right, that is your race winner there, Larry the Beer Man. All right, congratulations to him. I'm not sure if Zach's back here, Brian. I think
just got back.
he just got back. All right, well, welcome back after going to take care of the dog. We all know how that is. But, all right, well, we are going to let's bring up our unofficial result here tonight at Canadian Tires Motorsports Park here at Bowmansville, Canada. It's beautiful up here in Canada. This is actually the first time I've been in Canada. How do you guys like it up here?
It's cold.
It's cold, yeah.
Well, the weather seems nice. It says it's 72 degrees. That's not cold.
But
something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Is it snowing out your window right now?
No.
Oh,
No, not at all.
Okay, all
If
right.
it's snowing out my window, I think the world is in here.
All right, well, let's run through the final results here tonight, if we don't mind, before we sign off here and get ready to go to ISM tomorrow night.
Well, let's do it tonight. Your winner, number 67, Larry Yingling, going to finish first place. Right behind him, Harrison Chandler in second. And in third place, rounding out the podium, going to be Corey Lane. Then we got fourth place, Michael W. Spell. Charles Johnson is going to finish fifth. Brandon Clark sixth. Gabe Butler seventh. Jim Brooks eighth. Jack Walls ninth. David Leclerc 10th. Levi Cox 11th. James Ledford 12th. Dwight Flesh 13th. Bud Steele 14th. Ryan Kelly 15th. Brian Kaufman is going to be 16th. Eric Laurie 17th. Logan Helton 18th. Diego Vasquez in 19th. Robert Richards 20th. Joe Marks 21st. Timothy T. Wright 22nd. Frank Reese 23rd. Dude Conrad in 24th. And Ted Decker Jr. did not grid, but he'll be 25th.
All right, that is your unofficial results here tonight at Area 51 here, up here at good old Canada. But all right, well, I'll let you take a break there real quick, Brian, and I will also want to give a shout out to our sponsor here tonight, ButtKicker. Feel what you have been missing. I know Zach went through it in the beginning. I'll give you guys a little bit of break, but you know, ButtKicker is basically go to ButtKicker.com. And you can look up any of their products here, but it's very, very workable for anything on your PC. Try to give a good explanation on how it actually works. They got YouTube videos you can go watch, but basically it's a I don't know, it's like a hydraulic piston that sits inside that vibrates any kind of sound that comes out of your computer. Either you're watching movies, playing music, FPS games, shooter games, Call of Duty, iRacing, sim racing. It gives you that feel that you do not feel. You hear it, but you don't feel it. Well, get a ButtKicker and trust me, you will feel it. You'll feel every rumble. You'll feel the car running. You'll feel the car shifting up and shifting down. And it's just an awesome product to get. So make sure you just go check them out. We'll have more detail on how that all works and everything here at Freaky Fast in the upcoming broadcasting. We want to say here at Freaky Fast, thank you to ButtKicker for coming along here for the 2020 season. They also have a promo code for anybody out there that orders anything in your tire order. All you have to do is put in Freaky Fast 20 and you get 20% off your entire order. So make sure you put that promo code in there when you're checking out and save yourself some money. But also, again, like I say, make sure you go check them out. It's a very easy program to set up and attach and do whatever you need to do. I mean, it's really self-explanatory on how it does. It's really not hard, but I want to give them a shout out again. So, and then also I want to give a shout out to, I know Brian goes through this here, but I'll give him a break. Just a quick shout out to iPitting, your web-based tool for anything with iRacing data. You can check them out over at ipitting.com. A lot of people already know about it, but make sure you go over there and use their free version. And if you like it, they also got a paid version. And just let them know that Freaky Fast Broadcasting has sent you over and you love the product. And they're updating it basically almost every month. There's new stuff coming out for that. So make sure you check them out again at ipitting.com. And then not least, we're going to talk about Dirty Air Podcast. And I'll let Brian or Zach there run through anything real quick if there's any things else they want to add or not.
Well, like I said earlier, we're going to be back February 5th for the 2020 season. Going to be talking a lot about NASCAR this year, as well as F1 and doing some other stuff.
Drag racing
planned this year. Yes. I definitely want to do that. They actually did some updates to their point system and their playoff system that I think is going to be a really good discussion as far as like what they changed and what other people should take away from that. So that's I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. I'm looking forward to hearing your conversation, honestly, Brian, on that. So
yeah, it's really good. And just kind of backtrack a little bit, the promo code for ButtKicker, Freaky Fast 20, that is FREEKY, correct?
Yes.
So it's spelled just like
no A, two E's.
Yeah. So you got to spell freaky wrong to get that 20% off.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I'll get that info down, posted, and get some images put up here in the upcoming weeks. As some know out here, Brian and Zach, I've been dealing with some family stuff with my mom, and it's been a hit and miss going through the week. So not that I'm backing off or anything getting done. I'm working it slowly as I can, but I also got to take care of some other priorities too in life. So, but I know our viewers understand that. So,
absolutely.
But all right, well, hey, we're gonna get ready to sign off here as Zach is dealing with a dog right now. We all understand that with life and everything, and it's all right, Zach. Go eat your crab legs, enjoy whatever you're doing. But
I'm chewing gum.
You're chewing gum? He's chewing gum. All right, well, hey, thank you again. Before we sign off, guys, one last thought here. What do you guys feel about tonight's race on how this all turned out for these guys for actually the first time I believe they've been here?
Yeah, it sounds like a first time for a lot of guys. Like Larry said, he had no interest in the Indy cars, just interest in the track.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a difficult track to learn, but once you get it down, it's a lot of fun. A lot of these guys, they struggled with it tonight, but that's as to be expected. This was going into it. I think a lot of guys knew it was going to be a survival race, and some did and some didn't. But it's definitely a learning curve that these guys are going to have to take. But I think road courses in this league and this series especially are going to be good in the future. It's only up from here. So I would love to have them keep the road tracks in mind, because it's just a completely different strategy, completely different style of racing. Even though you're in the same car, these Indy cars are just so versatile. Great race.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic.
Yeah,
it was great. That's all I got to say.
Definitely was. The biggest thing I liked is it had a lot of ebbs and flows. You never really knew who was going to win. That's a good road course race, and that's all you can ask for when you get a road course race. And it's just unpredictability, and that's what we've seen tonight. And congrats to Larry and everybody out everybody out there, and you see sometimes it doesn't take the fastest pace to win these races. You know, Larry wasn't technically the fastest on the racetrack, but guess what? He's the first one to complete 51 laps, and that's all that matters. So, you know, take a lesson from that. I would say people out there are trying, picking up sim racing.
Yep. Seat time. He did the right thing, and he went and learned it. Yeah, I mean, congratulations to him. I mean, you get seat time and you wind up coming out with the win. Hey, great, man. You know, it all worked out perfectly for him tonight. But, you know, he wasn't looking for the win. He was just looking to get track time for the Road to Pro, which is awesome, man. That's what you need to do. The only way to get better at a track is you got to race the track and you got to run the track. You know, you get people that say, I can't do this and can't do that. Well, how many laps have you put on? You know, you don't know until you put laps on it, and I'm the guilty one. I'm not going to lie about it. I say, I was like, oh, man, you want me to do what? But once I do more of it, I get better at it, just like with the broadcasting. The more I learn, the better I get at it. So, but with that being said, guys, we are going to sign off here tonight. We're going to pack our stuff up and get ready to head off to ISM tomorrow night here with Area 51 with the Indy cars. That's going to be a fun race to watch them go around that track. Wow, I just can't wait for that, though. But we'll be live again at 8:55. But here at Freaky Fast, we'd like to say thank you for everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that follow, share button when we do go live to all your friends and family and relatives or anybody out there that you would like them to watch you race or just to tune in to watch. But until then, we'll catch everybody tomorrow night here at Freaky Fast. God bless everybody. Love yous all. Peace out.
Later, fellas.
Bye, everybody.